Well, a recent survey found that more than half of the approximately 1 million Americans living with Parkinson's disease may never see a doctor who specializes in specific treatments for this disease. And that's where the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research comes in. They want patients to be fully informed about the various therapies and types of care available to them, beginning with specialized care. And here to tell us more about this is Dr. Irene Richard and David Rhodes, who was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2006. Welcome, Dr. Richards and David. How are you this morning?
Fine, Don. How are you?
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Well, can we start with the basics? Tell us about Parkinson's disease. You know, we've heard a little bit about it recently in the news after Robin Williams' recent passing. A lot of people may not know what it is. What is Parkinson's disease?
Yeah, sure. Well, it's a neurological disease, so it's a progressive disease that affects the brain. And it causes problems predominantly with movement, with the control of movement. So people will have a problem with slowness or difficulty initiating movement, stiffness. People can have a tremor, sometimes problems with dexterity. And then as the disease progresses, people can also have significant problems with walking and balance.
And so what has this experience been like for you, David?
Well, you know, I worked 42 years in industry. And when I was 62, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's. It's sort of a downer, but there's two ways you can go, and I decided to go up. I ratcheted up my exercise program that I do 4 times a week. I bicycle more, and I play golf more because I retired, which was one of the things I didn't want to let Parkinson's get to me. But it is tough. I mean, Parkinson's is a very, very elusive disease because every morning you wake up, you don't really know what you're going to have and how you're going to feel. So you have to be flexible in that regard, too. But my caregivers inside and outside my family have just been phenomenal.
Well, that is awesome. And of course, Michael J. Fox has been so instrumental in helping people deal with this disease. How can patients make the most of their relationship with their doctor? And what can they do to make sure they're getting the specialized treatment they need?
I think that in general, as a general rule, making the most out of your visits with your doctor just includes open communication. And I think that regarding getting the specialized care, I mean, I think that people are still going to start with their primary care doctor, and their primary care doctor is really the gatekeeper who can help them by referring them to specialists, as is necessary. And in this case, what you're really looking for is, so there's neurologists, and then within that, there are subspecialists, so people who are neurologists like myself, who then did extra training in movement disorders, which includes Parkinson's disease. So, for example, I see mostly patients who have Parkinson's disease, and it's really helpful because Parkinson's disease, there are a lot of different potential symptoms, and it can vary a lot among different people. So I think it is important to really be dealing with somebody who sees the disease, sees patients with the disease frequently, and therefore is aware of all these nuances, and also to be able to help people connect with the resources that are available to them.
Well, that's wonderful. And tell us a little bit more about Partners in Parkinson's. What will this program offer that is currently not available?
I mean, I think that the goal of this initiative is to really connect patients and their loved ones with the resources in their community. And so this is basically trying to close the gap in education so that patients can go onto the website and they can put in their zip code and they can basically find out are there movement disorder doctors, specialists in their area and who they are. And they can also, in addition to learning about the role that different people can play in their care, they can also find other resources like, for example, physical therapy, occupational therapy. And then there's also, at certain cities are having different events as well where people can go and actually in person be involved with it.
And it sounds, David, like there might even be some information for family members and loved ones, right? There's some support information available to them as well that I'm sure has helped you out.
Yes, it has. It's been very valuable. And what I'd like to say is I'm looking at all your listeners out there, and if somebody thinks they have problems or they have Parkinson's and they don't have friends, there's a lot of friends, and we care about you and we love you. And what you can do through Michael Fox, if you just go on his website, there's a lot of areas that you can explore and find out a lot of names. And what the important thing is and why we're here today is create awareness. And awareness to the people that might feel alone, but you are not alone. That's what we want to really say.
Well, I thank you both so much for the great work you're doing, and of course the Michael J. Fox Foundation. Thank you again. Y'all have a great day.
Dawn, you too. Thank you very much.
All righty. Again, to get more details on this life-enhancing program for those diagnosed with Parkinson's disease and their caregivers launched by the Michael J. Fox Foundation and its partner, AbbVie, head to partnersinparkinson's.org. All righty. When we come back, we're in the Troubadour, Texas listening room with a North Texas group who's getting ready to hit it big. Stick around to hear them.